Good evening, one and all. Good evening, one and all. We welcome you to the International Webinar Series on Holistic Health, Well-being and Sustainable Development 2022, commemorating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, nation celebrating 75 years of independence, and UN Sustainable Development Goals 2015 to 2030 as part of awareness and campaigns in collaboration with Sri Holistic Health Foundation India and Sri Research Institute and Center for Art, Sciences and Wellbeing. Before we start our session, let's take the blessings of Almighty.
कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः
With the blessings of Almighty, we shall continue today's session. Today, we are commemorating a few days which are of national, regional, and international significance. So let's go by one. Today, recently, we have celebrated World Chess Day or International Chess Day. Today, we have National Chess Day, that is American Chess Day, a game of strategy and skill. Chess is played all over the world by young and old. To play, two opponents face off across a checker style board and take turns using their pieces of kings, queens, rooks, knights, bishops, and pawns to move along 64 square board. Game times vary. Great players can knock out their opponents very quickly or can spend hours strategizing their every move. To win, a player must use his pieces to capture those of the other player, with the ultimate goal of taking over the other player's king. Checkmate, often called the game of the kings. You can play chess the good old-fashioned way with another player in person or on the computer with opponents from all over the world. So today is the occasion and a chance to celebrate their love for the pastime of American Chess Day. The first recorded reference to chess shows up in a Persian manuscript in 1600 AD, and in Western context, early Muslim chess masters as Suli and Al-Lajlaj write about technique of chess in 1900, and birth of the modern game, rules for the game as we play it today are developed in 1475 to 1500, and Alan Turing writes the first chess computer program in 1950. So this is in Western context, but entire world knows that chess was developed in India. It started in India, where the kings who they want to visualize or analyze the war game before they actually get into war or without any bloodshed. So that's how the concept of chess came into play, with all the army, artillery and is all kind of army or infantry used in the army, which the king was possessing. So all were made part of a game where they can strategically analyze the moves uh, and develop strategies. And similarly, opponents like this. This is how the game evolved in India over a period of time, and it spread across the world. And every game or sport needs the next generation of enthusiasts. Use so let's use this opportunity to share the game with someone who never played, and first start by setting the new player acclaim to the board and all its pieces. Teach them how each piece ranks and how each piece moves across the board. After you go through all the rules, play practice games to get the player used to different moves and strategies. With each turn, go through each piece of their potential options and discuss the outcomes of each. And they will start to understand all the creativity and consideration that goes into each game and will be in love. Last commemoration, where we had World Chess Day or International Chess Day, where we also took up some, online learning of chess game, how to play and what are different, pawns or pieces and how they move. All those things we have discussed earlier. So today we have many commemorations. So we will see if time permits at the end of the session. If time permits, we'll quickly look at these. So chess is not just an average board game. Anyone can play checkers, chutes, and ladders, no problem. But chess is on a whole other level. You must simultaneously think about your immediate next step and all steps after that. You also have to anticipate your opponent's next steps. And it's an incredible game of strategy and mental powers. So it helps us to increase, these different kind of understanding and plan more strategies, overcome problem and problem solving skills. So after many years of lobbying, especially in the United States Chess Federation gained the attention of President Ford, who officially recognized the game as one that generates challenge, intellectual simulation, and enjoyment for citizens of all ages. The President Ford wasn't the only famous chess supporter. Woody Allen, Madonna, former Vice President Al Gore, and Queen Elizabeth II of England are said to be fans of the game. And a Venezuela study found an increase in IQ scores of its participants after 4 months of learning and playing chess. Another study found that games that require participants to use their brains, especially players older in age, help those participants to be less likely to develop dementia. So by playing chess, you can, the vulnerability to get dementia decreases. And it also enhances problem solving skills, as players have to maneuver and manage the game and their opponent. So with this short, commemoration, we shall end this topic here. And if time permits, we will also see how to play chess and what are different pieces in the chessboard. And then we will move on to next commemoration for the day, Building and Code Staff Appreciation Day. You know how much important this building and code is, especially for the building and code staff. You know, for all the troubles they undoubtedly face every day, the folks in charge of maintaining building and code standards don't get as much as gratitude. Think about it. Checking a building and approving it, securing according to the code is not easy. Code here can be understood as rules and regulations, guidelines. Anything overlooked can endanger people living in an unsafe building. So this is why it is important. We need to show our appreciation for them. The origin of Building and Code Staff Appreciation Day are, quite unknown, but we know that this date was created to respect this part of the industry which often goes unnoticed. If you know anyone who works in building and code, they will tell you how little love they get throughout the year. The first known building code was written and implemented in Babylon by King Hammurabi in 1958 BC. The code was literally engraved in stone, outlining the groundwork for designing and construction, as well as the harsh penalties, holding laborers accountable for their quality of work. In 1625, the first building codes were established in the United States by addressing specific materials to be used for roof tiling and fire safety. By 1940, there were 3 regional codes organizations in the US, each with its unique code. These codes and respective organizations were consolidated into International Code Council, and the first set of I codes were published in 2000. So building and code staff ensure that no matter what the circumstances are, buildings will remain steady and unaffected. Their work requires attention to detail and training, knowing that human lives depend on them. Many people are not familiar with the building and code staff in charge and their area, but that's okay because today is a great day to reach out and celebrate with them. So celebrate the day with your colleagues with a department lunch so that you know and they will know, and you will be surrounded by people with similar tastes and feel or possibly wear a smiley badge on all inspections you conduct today. If you don't work in this field, then that is building and code field, then today is a good opportunity to show a little recognition and appreciation to those often overlooked people who ensure your building safety. Hence, it's a chance to show our love to guys and girls who keep our building safe and secure. So as seen, the first building code was written and enacted by King Hammurabi in Babylon in 1758 BC. And following the great fires in London, building codes are designed to address the risks of one building on another in 1966, keeping safety first. And in 1906, US insurance group, National Board of Fire Underwriters, created the National Building Code. And in 1943, regional code organizations, the United States establishes 3 regional code organizations, each with its own code. So we are talking about code. What is a code and what is building code? Building code is a set of rules that construction activities abide by across the country. Building codes are the groundwork for how to building how a building should be designed, keeping the safety of adjacent buildings and community in mind. Building code ensure that the property and the people inside are protected in case of any emergency or natural disaster. And there are three types of constructions in general. Those are buildings, infrastructure, and industrial. So today, by expressing gratitude to these building and code staff, or saying thanks to them or appreciating them, and learning about building safety and what can violate building codes. Not only it is good to know, but you'll also appreciate your building inspectors' dedication to their work. So if you see the amount of construction workers in US, and around 6.5 million people work at a estimated 252,000 construction sites in the United States on any given day. The fatal injury rate for the construction industry is higher than the national average in this category for all industries, according to the Occupational Safety and Health Administration. 1 out of 10 construction workers sustains an injury every year. And workplace hazards, nearly a fifth of all workplace deaths take place in the construction industry. And electrocutions also happen and make up 9% of the deaths on the construction site. So let's use this day to commemorate and express our gratitude to the building and code, workers. And with this, we shall conclude commemoration of this topic. And then we'll be moving to another topic, commemoration, Ginger Cat Appreciation Day. So founded by American software developer Chris Roy, the fun holiday honors the gingers of the feline world. Super clingy, often misunderstood, and always ready to take petting, these orange furballs are super celebrities of the cats. This day also calls for establishment of connection with the stray animals and encourages people to provide them with food and shelter. So take this day to, pet a stray and stream and appreciate the gingers in your life. Often, the turn we are least expected to take it and ends up charging or changing our lives. Such is the story of Chris Roy, a software developer turned animal rights activist. In 1997, Roy found a stray cat near his home. Out of pity, he carried the stray home and decided to foster him for a while. Little did he know how that front of the litter would change the purpose of his life. Within weeks, Ray formed a special bond with the feline and gave him a permanent place in the house. The 16-pound tabby filled Roy's day with warmth, belonging. Robert, the name he gave to his ginger. So if you see, ginger cat can live up to 15 to 20 years, and there's a lot of factors that can have an impact on the life expectancy of a tabby, including genetics, activity, and diet. And the survey suggests that most ginger cats have a relaxed and approachable vibe, making them friendlier than other cats. And it must be noted that this is not a specific conclusion, only a reached consensus. And the luceus orange color in a cat's coat comes from the ginger gene, which is the X chromosome. Male cats need a single chromosome to inherit, makes male cats need a single chromosome to inherit the orange color, whereas female needs two. This is why male ginger cats outnumber their female counterparts by 3:1. And that's why the population of male ginger cats are more than female ginger cats. Roy, the founder of Dobert, believes that all animals deserve to live a life free from pain, injury, thirst, and hunger. And we agree. On September 1st, take a stroll around community and see. And whether, you know, uh, if you are interested to have a feline as a pet, the local administrative shelter is the best place. Take some time to visit your local animal shelter and acquaint yourself with its hard work and stuff. And you can also commit to volunteering every once in a while. And ginger cats have 5 different types of coats: spotted, patched, ticked, mackerel, and swire. Ginger cats have starred in several iconic movies, including Harry Potter, Shrek, Breakfast at Tiffany's, and of course, Garfield. And ginger cats have starred in several iconic movies, as mentioned. And ginger cats can put on weight quickly as they have a lot of, uh, you know, traits for perceptual snacking. So adopt, don't shop. Let's take this message forward and raise awareness about the merit of adopting strays and caring for the feelings. And cats and humans share an unbreakable bond and dates back to thousands of years. They are our original furry companions along with the dogs and other pets. So we get a chance to celebrate days of our lives. And the assertive nature of ginger cats make them a skip to the pet store. They are the second least favorable felines for adoption after black cats. The orange color is an irk as well, but there is so much more to them than the color of their coat, and we must raise awareness to make them desirable adoptees. So then, with this, we shall conclude this commemoration, and we shall move on to our next commemoration, National Acne Positive Day. National Acne Positivity Day is observed every year on September 1st. And acne is a skin phenomenon that occurs when oil and dead skin cells clog your hair follicles. It creates pimples, whiteheads, as well as blackheads. While it is most important among teenagers, people of all ages can be affected. As common as it is, acne can be a prominent source of insecurity for many people, affecting other aspects of their lives, such as social and personal aspects. National Acne Positivity Day aims to end this encouraging self love, acceptance, and appreciation with this. While it is most common among teenagers and people of all ages can be affected, as common as it is, the acne can be a prominent source of insecurity for many people, affecting others aspects of their lives such as social, personal aspects. National Acne Positivity Day aims to end this by encouraging self-love, acceptance, and appreciation on this natural skin phenomenon and ourselves. It is believed that the origin of acne goes back to antiquity. The earliest mentions of the condition came from historical records stating, these Varans had acne. Acne has a high financial and social cost. Acne accounts for more than $5 million visits in the United States each year, and acne is responsible for 3.5 million doctor visits in the United Kingdom each year. In 2015, the top 10 leading acne treatment brands in the United States made nearly $352 million in sales. Acne affects more than just a person's appearance. Acne can negatively impact one's emotional well-being. Researchers have discovered that the patients with acne can experience depression, anxiety, low self-esteem, poor self-image, decreased quality of life, and a sense of being alone. So National Acne Positivity Day brings us to light the commonality of skin condition, and it aims to empower those with it by enabling them to love, accept themselves. The topical use of sulfur to treat acne is discovered during 69 to 30 BC, and Greek physician Aetes of Amida coins the term Ianthos or acne, referring to the facial skin lesions that occur during the acne of life, that is puberty, in 6th century AD. And in 1808, English dermatologist Robert William provides the first detailed description of several skin disorders that remain in use today. In 20th century, acne treatments, retinoids and benzoyl peroxide emerge as effective acne treatments. So there are 4 types of inflammatory acne: papules, pustules, nodules, and cysts. And there is difference between acne and pimples. Acne is long-term skin disease, but pimples are a symptom of acne. Pimples occur routinely in those who do not suffer from acne as well. And while most acne goes away at the end of puberty, it is also common for adult acne to clear up later in life. So this varies from case to case. Next, with this, if you have suffered or still suffer from acne, then you can share your story about the struggles with others, and even on social media you can tell them how you got it through it and remind them they are not alone. And whether or not you struggle with acne, we have been blessed with our bodies that get us by each day. Learning to accept and love our bodies is one of the utmost importance. Be a little nicer to yourself from this day. Over 80% of the world gets affected by acne at some point. So there is little or no evidence specific food items causing acne. The sun could help it, as 10 to 15 minutes of sun exposure can help minimize the breakouts. And while water is not a direct treatment, And while water is not a direct treatment for acne, it has several benefits of overall skin health. And excessive face cleaning could do more harm than good. So it encourages, acne plays a significant role in affecting people's confidence and self-esteem. And many acne sufferers feel as though they are not alone with strugglers and struggles that come along with acne. This movement creates a community where country stories are shared and a community inbuilt, letting everyone know that they are not alone. With this, we shall conclude this commemoration and move on to next National Child Identity Theft Awareness Day. The term identity theft was created about 58 years ago. It is a concerning problem as some 15 million Americans fall prey to this annually. Sadly, even children are prone to have their identity stolen. Consequently, the company experience create National Child Identity Theft Awareness Day to call. Identity theft occurs when a perpetrator steals someone's personal information to commit crimes, such as stealing credit card information, impersonating them to access their data, using phone services, misusing licenses, and more. Initially, people thought that the only adults could have uh, their identity stolen. However, in the later discovered that So, in the later discovery, the criminals were also targeting children because all their information is available on the web. This resulted in the establishment of several organizations and bureaus worldwide that defend against identity theft. Their main objective is to regulating information processing and sharing information to protect people from these criminals. In 2018, Experian, an information science services company, established National Child Identity Theft Awareness Day. The organization was previously part of the Credit Data Corporation, and in 1964, it was taken over by the Thomson Ramo Woodridge Inc. When then, which then renamed no this company TRW Information Systems and Services Inc. In 2017, Experiment brought a clarity services and became multinational costume credit reporting company. Since then, it has used its advanced analytical systems to protect consumers' privacy. So the selected how do we prevent identity theft? Identity theft can be prevented by destroying personal information records, avoid writing passwords down, regularly changing the passwords of internet banking profiles, double checking before making financial transactions, and not opening suspicious links. So most commonly, scammers steal the wallets of their victims to use their identity or credit cards. Phishing for information on the internet is another option. And how do we track someone who stole our identity? The Federal Trade Commission, FTC, has a fraud reporting website named identifytheft.gov. It provides the detailed information about dealing with different identity fraud scenarios. And let everyone know about this day's importance by sharing information, or if you have any personal story, you can share them so that people can know about it and be cautious and aware about it. Engage in community discussions about the steps you have taken to prevent identity theft, and learn various ways to protect your data, and better prepared we all can be learn about phishing attacks and other ways criminals access our personal information. And these hackers can also demand ransom money. In 2020, about $47 billion was lost to an identity theft in the United States. And cases are rising rapidly. A person falls victims to identify that approximately every 14 seconds. And people who are active on social media are 30% more likely to fall victim of identity theft. And scammers access government documents. So it is a reminder to keep our children safe. Cases of identity theft targeting children are more common than ever. Children are easy targets for criminals because they unknowingly divulge sensitive information online. As such, National Child Identity Theft Awareness Day is a day for educating our children. This day gives us a chance to discuss important things with our friends, family, and community. We grow stronger on society, in turn making national storage. We expand our knowledge as we learn about identity theft awareness and how this awareness is able to tackle it. And it also allows us to learn more about identity theft awareness, how to tackle it, prevent it, and different ways criminal try to access our information, etc. It helps us to be more prepared. So with this, we shall conclude. Stay safe, stay secure. National No Rhymes or Reason Day. It aims to recognize words that do not rhyme with anything, and it also recognizes activities and actions performed without a stress. Yes, the day is season. It also encourages activities and actions performed without a reason. Yes, the famous idiom from Shakespeare's play. So, without further ado, understand the entertainment factor behind the day and celebrate it to the fullest. So, we can see certain non-rhyming words to get you started, like orange woman, purple spirit, and chutney. Now came up with a list of your. Now come up with a list of all you can consume except onion and the organizers. So this day is based on idiom that existed since 1460 In the English language, it was first read in the book, The Book of Nurture by John Russell, and then later made an appearance in the Shakespeare play Comedy of Errors in 1950. It was used again in the play As You Like It in 1600. Of course, being used in such famous plays ensured that the popularity of the idiom, and it also has now become a phrase that is used by billions of people. For those who don't know, idioms are figures of speech that have a different meaning as opposed to the literal meaning. So the idiom basically describes heavy rain over time. So if there is no rhyme, no reason day, recognizes words that do not rhyme in English language. So the word rhyme originated from the rhyme derived from the French, and in German, rhyme means series of sequence. And the Shakespeare, the writer used rhyming couplets to end a scene in the play. And the power of positive rhyming words we have seen already. I rhymes. I rhymes are rhymes such as cold and cough, cough and bow. They usually have similar spellings but different pronunciations. Today, we are also commemorating National Tofu Day. Tofu either loved or hated by many people. There is no in between. The first group adores the wholesome superfood and extols its adaptability. Those in the second group don't comprehend else on the first. The first group adores the wholesome support food and extols in its adaptability. Those in the second group don't comprehend the first. Either tofu is supposedly tasteless. This is all, many reasons why, but a fantastic place to share abundance guidance of health and its advantages. And Today also commemorates the Australian Spring by commemorating Wattle Day, which is held annually on September 1st. This heralds the start of the spring season in Australia, a reason in the Acacia species commonly on this honor Wattle Day sign. Basically, this Wattle Day is a season when the Acacia species, commonly known as the wattle in Australia, sprouts flowers. This was not the original purpose of this day. However, wattle was promoted and enhanced. When we look at the origin of Wattle Day, can be tracked to the first Hobart Town anniversary regatta was held in 1800s. The island was celebrating the anniversary of discovery by Dutch, and they initiated a procession under the ark decorated with wattle blossoms. They even suggested the audience wear a sprig of silver wattle blossom in their future regattas. So this was switched out when the black and white more commonly worn during the month of celebration, and this custom design which hopes it will be with more awareness, more commonly ground during the month of celebration, and its custom continued till at least 1880. Even literature and poetry honored the battle from 1860s to the early 1990s. So participation in the battle balls and various activities is one way to celebrate, and establishment of battle club in Victoria and many others whoever can attend. And the interest only increased in the years following this war and continued till 1930s, after which disinterest set in. About 50 years later, the green and gold were declared Australia's nation colors, and the interest battles grew again. Soon, the push for creating a special day to celebrate the Wattle grew again. The Wattle Day League was informed in 1910, headed by Sydney Botanical Gardens, J.J. Mahadevan. So the resilient wattle species is said to represent the resilience of the Australian people. The golden wattle, also symbolizes the embrace and reflection. And how do we celebrate? Already we have seen by lighting up house in watercolors, research conservation opportunities, and enjoying nature. So thank you everyone for patiently listening to us. Today is also a World Letter Writing Day. Of course, this practice is slowly going out, but still many people still use pen and pour out their feelings, the piece of paper and judging. So when we look at the history of World Letter Writing Day, it was founded by Australian author, artist, and photographer Richard Simkin, who adores writing handwritten letters. It all started when he began writing individuals, as he considers the Australian legends and also received responses. In 2005, his experience in writing letters to Australian, these legends made it possible for him to publish book. So even to further writing or honor any handwritten issues, letters, he created with the letter being day. Letter writing gives lot of opportunities, you know, to learn, explore how we are putting our concepts, thoughts, feelings on the paper. It can be any language for that matter. So with this, we shall conclude the commemoration of the days. And if you have any queries, you can ask. Otherwise, we shall conclude here. Feedback link is being shared in the chat box. See, the main purpose of all this discussing and sharing this information is see how small or big events in life are being, celebrated every moment. And but we see which we are unfortunately, we are neglecting our own various cultures, traditions, and customs and practices, you know, uh, which are come over thousands of years. And tomorrow, if not taken measures, it can even vanish from the map. So we have to be careful in that sense, be conscious, and keep remembering and various events, commemorating them, so that we can carry forward our future, present generations to future. feedback link has been shared in chat box. Quickly fill up the feedback form for the certificate. So thank you everyone for joining. Quickly fill up the feedback form before you leave the platform, and see you all tomorrow at the same time with a different topic. If you have any queries, you can share in chat box or raise your hand. You can unmute. Otherwise, you can unmute yourself. Okay, then thank you everyone once again on behalf of Sri Holistic Health Foundation India and Sri Research Institute Center for Art, Sciences and Wellbeing for joining us on this wonderful occasion. So see you all tomorrow. Before you leave, quickly fill up the feedback form. It's shared in the chat box.